Hi, hello, I'm Noxie, and this is Nox in a Box. Let's talk. So, do you ever see a person that once hurt you change outside your life? So, someone hurt you, and then they exit your life, or you kick them out, and you either hear from the people around you, or you see them, or you physically see them, or you see them on social media, and that, wow, this person has changed. This person is now preaching the gospel. this this person is claiming to be new, and you think to yourself, how can that be? you know Perhaps even go as far as to think that it's just them pretending. It's not real. They're doing it to gain whatever they would gain, whatever they're gaining, if anything. And a part of you is hurt because the hurt and pain that they caused is, well, it seems like it's just being forgotten. It's like people are now saying good things about them, like, oh, this person is so nice, this person is so funny, this person, and you're there sitting and thinking to yourself, no, that's the person that they're talking about. You don't know them because you did not experience that person. You experience someone else, and you're feeling like perhaps it's not fair, it's not right, especially if perhaps the person has never reached out to you to apologize, to acknowledge your hurt, to acknowledge the hurt they caused you, and you're just saying, no way, no way are they in tune with the same God that I'm in tune with. And I'm here to say that your feelings, your experiences with this person are irrelevant when it comes to the relationship this person has with God. Best believe that your feelings and your hurt are so valuable and are held in God's eyes, in God's heart. But that does not mean that the hurt that this person caused you negates them from having a relationship with God, whether or not they sought forgiveness from you or not, whether you forgave them or not. They have every right, as every sinner does, to seek God, to want a relationship with God. Any person that has hurt you and you now see them perhaps being successful, whatever success looks like for you, and you see it for them, that still does not take away from their success. Yes, it may be or feel unfair that a person that hurt you is now succeeding. It's not right. But again, also that your feelings do not take away from their success. If a person hurt you and they are now a famous chef and they have opened multiple restaurants, the fact that they've hurt you or that they bullied you or they mistreated you, sadly even abused you, does not take away from the fact that they make good food, that they are a good cook and are being recognized for that talent, for that skill. Because at the end of the day, that's what that was. It was sin. How they treated you was a sin, a lack of knowing. There's something I've been hearing recently. They say hurt people, you know? And it's true. But sometimes hurt people because they can hurt people, you know? And this person now coming to God does not make your hurt go away. It doesn't vanish in the eyes of the Lord. It's not all is well, all is forgiven, all is forgotten. No. God still sees the hurt that was caused to you by this person. It's not that God is not holding them accountable, okay? We see what we see, we don't see further than what we see. And perhaps this person may be scared to reach out to you and ask for forgiveness, whether or not you give it, but to ask for forgiveness, Or perhaps God told them not yet. Perhaps you're still dealing with some things that you would not receive their apology, and that would cause more hurt to you. Because the Bible does say that you should forgive your brother as many times as they ask for forgiveness. As many times. And this was, I think this verse was never implying that the people that hurt you, you can still keep them around, you know? The people that hurt you, you can still have them as part of your life. No, you can take them out. But forgiving them was always for you. Because if you were to count how many times you had to ask God for forgiveness for the same thing, for the same trespass, for the same sin, for hurting him, eh, what number would you get to? What number would you get to? Did God say after you've asked for forgiveness 10,000 times, he's no longer giving it? 100,000 times, he's no longer giving it. So you forgive as many times as a person who hurts you apologize. You forgive. That does not mean you forget, but you forgive. Whether or not you forgive them right there and then, in that moment, or in a year, but forgive. Because I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos of people being delivered from demons, and unforgiveness is hovers around, well, was hovering around a lot of those people who needed deliverance. And I'm not saying forgiving is easy. No. A person can come to you and say, please forgive me for A, B, C, and D. And you can say, I don't forgive you, you know? Go away. Shoo. How dare you? But in your time alone with God, you should bring that to him. That God, you saw, you were there. They approached me saying they're sorry. They texted me, they called me saying they're sorry. No, God, no, what, you know? Air out your grievances to him, and he will open up your heart. He will soften up your heart to bring you to a place where you can forgive that person. Does not mean you reach out to them and say, hey, you asked for forgiveness like 3 months ago. I just want you to know I forgive you. Perhaps God does want you to do that. And you're reluctant, you know? But you should. And I'm saying this from as someone who had to forgive a person who did not even ask for forgiveness. A person who did and does not see the hurt they caused me. But I had to ask for forgiveness for myself because their hurt was hurting me to the point that I became so bitter. So bitter, like angry and vengeful. So I was like, this is just putting a wall between me and God. But I don't know how to break the wall. The wall is built already and it's not fully built, but it's like halfway there. And I don't know how to break the wall down. And I had to forgive. And sometimes that writing something down, you know, writing every hurt down and burning it, cutting it, or crumbling it, sometimes is just saying it out loud. Like, God, as you have forgiven me for so many things, so many times, and you will continue to, I forgive this person, name them specifically, for doing A, B, C. And in some instances, God will even guide you to tell you that, go tell that person. Sit that person down and tell them that they've hurt you. Because let's be honest, sometimes you feel hurt and then you keep it to yourself. You don't go and confront that person and say, hey, Carol, you hurt me last week when you said 1, 2, 3, 4. Or it didn't sit right with me when you did 1, 2, 3, 4. And we just harbor that unforgiveness and we just cut people off. But you know, in other cases, it is so blatantly clear that people are hurting you. Like they treat it like a spider web. Yeah, spider web. If you like come across a spider web and it's all over you, you just go and just toss it aside and move on. That's how some people treat hurting others. Like just the spider web. It's there and then it's not. It's in my way, basically. Okay? Your hurt is in their way. Your feelings are in their way. Okay? You should move on. And for those people, if you have been hurt by those people specifically, obviously God is knowledgeable. He wouldn't say reach out to those people and tell them how they've hurt you because that will most probably cause you more hurt. But if he does, then listen. But yeah, forgive those people. Forgiveness is a cracked window that will allow a wind of demons to come into your life. Because I think once you allow yourself to not forgive people, you will eventually get to a place where you don't forgive, where you don't ask forgiveness. that will just distance you further and further and further from God. So if you are a person who had to forgive, bitterly forgive, you can even say, God, I forgive this person for doing X, Y, and Z, and Z, and K, and M, and L. Even though in your heart you don't really forgive them. But I think saying it is enough. And then you keep saying it, and then you keep saying it until you say it and you mean it. It's like prayer, isn't it? You pray and pray and pray until you receive. Or you pray and pray and pray until you receive knowledge that, hey, this that you're praying for right now is not for you. It's not for now. It's not for this season. Stop paying it. Stop paying for it. Pay for something else, you know? So, yeah, if you are a person who is hurt and, or are still hurt and are harboring unforgiveness, how does that make you feel when you think about that person, when you think about that situation? What feelings are invoked in you? And if you have come to forgive a person that hurt you, how did that make you feel? What was the process like? Did you tell them that you forgave them, even though they didn't ask for forgiveness, or even if they did? And how did that go? Because God doesn't say, you've done one, two, three, four, get away from me. So if he doesn't say it to you, he won't say it to them that's hurt you when they come to God, asking God for forgiveness, asking God to forgive them for what they've done, whether to you, to others, or to God himself. And if you are a person that's done the hurting and you are aware, because I'm human and I've done both. I've done the hurting and I've received the hurting. So also say it, if you are a person that has done the hurting and you are aware that you've hurt someone or some people, just know that God loves you as much as he loves the people you hurt. God does not say, you've hurt one, two, three, four of my children. That now means 10% of my love for you is gone. No, God loves you and he welcomes you. So don't be shy, don't hide away from him. Come to him in in all your in all your faults. Come to him in all your faults, in all your weaknesses, in all your misdeeds. And he will fill you and comfort you and guide you. And if you reach out to people that you've hurt, apologizing, reach out with a understanding heart that they may not forgive you, that they may curse at you, spit at you, say hurtful words to you, and who am I to say it's justifiable or not? But come come with understanding as well as God has understood you, you know. And if you've been hurt and you say you've forgiven or you think you have forgiven, when you have forgiven, you don't bring about the misdeeds of the person that hurt you. You get it's if I say I forgave Carol, right? And I'm at a coffee shop with a friend, some friends or colleagues, and Carol walks in, Perhaps we are at unspoken understanding, that we see each other in public, we can wave, we can just acknowledge each other or whatever. Or perhaps you guys don't even see each other. And then the person you're with says, oh, that girl is so pretty. And that girl is Carol. And you are just quick to say, oh, let me tell you about that pretty girl. She did 1, 2, 3, 4, X, Y, and Z, KPWM. Then you have not forgiven. You have not forgiven in your heart. You say you have forgiven, but you have not forgiven in your heart. You can treat that as venting. You can be like, oh no, I'm just venting my emotions. I'm just sharing my experience with that person. I'm not lying. I'm not making things up. It's true. It did happen. And yes, it is true. And it did happen. But the Bible, The Bible also says, if it does not edify, if it does not uplift, why bother saying it? Don't speak it. Because the power of the tongue, the power of life and death, blessings and curse in your mouth. Power of the tongue. So again, if it doesn't edify, it doesn't uplift, why say it? Yes, Carol did do all that, but what does saying it do? Who does it edify? Who does it uplift? Whom? Whom does it edify? Whom does it uplift? So yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts, your experiences, your nibbles of knowledge. Please feel free and welcome to comment. Okay, till next time.